Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now let's get straight into the TA. So taking a look at Moonriver on the daily chart, as you can see, we are breaking out of this falling wedge, and we have been doing so for the past 2 weeks or so. And as you can see, we have reached our technical target at $9.50. We've had multiple wicks all the way up to the 786 Fibonacci retracement here. And for those of you who don't have the Fibonacci from the last video, this is our swing high that we printed in November. And our swing low is back here in October. So we printed this move to the upside. We went all the way down to our 1.618 target as usual, perfect retracement. And now we're moving to the upside. So for now, I would be targeting the golden ratio, which is the strongest Fibonacci retracement at $10.40. That could be a level that rejects us back down, and that would be in compliance with the current downtrend, because as you can see, we are printing lower lows, and if we run into the golden ratio and get sent back down, we're effectively going to print a lower high. So that would work out in terms of this downtrend that we're in. However, if we start breaking above $12.50, that's going to be a bullish sign. And in case that happens, we can also slap on another Fibonacci retracement from this low in November all the way up to this high in November. So you take a Fibonacci retracement and you place it like that. There we go. And our 1.618 target is going to be all the way up here at $16.68. So from where we are right now, that is a 113% move to the upside, that is pretty good. Like, that is really, really good. But obviously, you could swing trade, you could stake, whatever you're doing, be careful with your crypto, especially near the bear market bottom, because once you sell something and the price just continues going up and up and up and up, it can really, affect you mentally. And I've been there, I know. That's why I'm telling you to be careful when you're selling. So it depends on the asset that you're holding. If that asset has no value to you and you don't plan to hold it for the next 2 years, then I would say, you make 20% profit and you sell, that's fine. And I'm talking about spot here, right? I'm always talking about spot trading on this channel. I never advise anyone go to and do degenerate crap on the futures markets or whatever. I never do that. So yeah, I'm against that. I'm not against it. You can do whatever you want, obviously, but it's just not for me. I don't want to lose 99% of the time. So yeah, you could expect us to run into the golden ratio here and the previous support block that we had. So we built this support in June, July, then we came back down here in September, sort of had a fake out below, and then we broke down in November. And right now we might be coming up to retest that level and get sent back once again. So if you entered Moonriver at these prices here, taking some profits or maybe selling your entire position, depending on your situation and your plans, might be a smart decision if we reach this level here at $10.50. So potentially that could be something that's on the horizon. But as always, it all depends on Bitcoin. Moonriver will occasionally have these large wicks that are also good for swing trading. Personally, my friend sent me some money to swing trade, and I'm using Moonriver as one of the tokens, and it's really easy to swing trade, right? But obviously you have to be careful, because you can buy into a token and it's going to dump 20%, and you're going to be waiting for the price to recover for the next 6 months. So don't do that, right? I'm just explaining what I do is I buy in, and if I see a large wick like that, I have my sell order set up immediately, right? I take a look at this Fibonacci retracement and I place my sell order slightly below that. Bam, it sells, and I'm way back down here at this support level, and I buy back in, right? So I've made that margin, and I can either put that back into Moonriver, I can send it to another token, I can withdraw it and go buy some coffee with it, whatever you want to do. So that's how I do it for my friend, just a little side note. But the other bullish thing that could happen here, if we continue with this uptrend, right? and we actually get the bullish cross on the daily, that's going to be a nice sign. If we continue staying above the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA, that's going to be a strong sign. And obviously breaking above the local high here, like I said, that's very important to do. But for the long term, we all know where Moonriver is going. For those of you who don't know anything about the project, do your own research, find out what's so bullish about the project. And obviously, it's a low cap gem by my standards, because anything below 100 million market cap is a low cap. And it's going to be very volatile. So be careful investing into coins like these. Now, switching over to the daily RSI, as you can see, we had another move to the red trend line here. This happened November 9th. And since that, we had sort of a double bottom play out here. And look at this move to the upside. Moonriver is just mooning, no pun intended. It's mooning. And one thing to mention here is that we have a resistance trend line here on the RSI. So we may retest that. So be careful. Be careful. That is something that could reject us. So potentially, if you see the RSI running into this level, maybe take some profits. If you don't mind taking profits, if you want to take profits, obviously, that would be a good area to do so. But if we start breaking above that resistance level, there's a good chance we might get overextended, because as soon as we break through a major resistance level, a multi-month resistance diagonal level, then we typically see some push with that, right? We see momentum behind that, and we could get into the overbought zone. And that in itself is going to provide us with a swing trade opportunity, because when an asset is very overbought, then that means that the price is very likely to come back down and retrace, cool off a little bit, and that's where you buy back in. That's how I trade, based on the daily RSI and multiple other indicators as well, like the EMAs and the stochastic. So let's switch over to the Binance website. So taking a look at the daily chart, we talked about this bullish divergence that we saw in the last update. And as you can see, it played out very nicely. It played out, actually, we talked about that 2 weeks ago, didn't we? Right? Because this bullish divergence started playing out since the middle of November, right? And you can see the move that we have to the upside here. So we had this bullish divergence, which is when the RSI prints a higher low, but the price action prints a lower low. So here you have the RSI, the price action low, and a lower low. For the RSI on the respective data, on the respective time frame, you have a low and then you have a higher low. That means the bulls are starting to take over. And look at this move to the upside. So this was a very, very good trade. And we're still in this channel up pattern, which I don't really like, because we're adhering to it. And once you do that, it's very likely that you're going to start breaking down. And at that point, if that happens, obviously you all know what to do. You bring out your trend lines and you take a look at the previous swing lows. And for example, that's going to be a nice level to buy back in. That's going to be a nice level to buy back in. And that's going to be a nice level to buy back in. So all of these are going to be nice buyback levels. And yeah, it's just how it goes. Until we see Bitcoin do something of substance, these altcoins are going to be going up and down, up and down. And yeah, the best that we can do is expect both scenarios to happen every single day. If you do that, literally, if you do that, you won't lose, because you're always exposed to the crypto markets, because you're dollar cost averaging and researching projects, and you always have some spare fiat in your back pocket in case we see a black swan event, in case the Fed pivots out of nowhere and we get the S&P 500 dumping alongside with the crypto markets, or Putin says something about Bitcoin once again and he dumps just to buy back into it, just like he did last year. Everything, all these things could affect the price. So you have to be ready for these events. And also there is a resistance level here that I've actually noticed. So the red trend line here, well, this is not really that important, but still, we had this support bounce, another support bounce in November twice, then we lost it in November, started coming up in this channel, and now we're running into the red trend line as resistance. And as you can see, you're getting squeezed up between the red trend line and between the channel up pattern. So let me just remove the EMAs here so they're not too much of a distraction. There we go. So the red trend line here is sort of suppressing us, right? And we're getting squeezed up. And once that happens, you typically see a break to the downside in such a scenario. So I would target these yellow trend lines: $8.28, $7.92, $7.44. So usually I don't share this information on my YouTube channel, but for this occasion, I'm going to say that I do have a buy order for Moonriver opened up right now at $8.29. As always, no round numbers in my buy alerts. And if that, if we see a wick to the downside and then we recover, great, I'm already in profit. If we don't and we continue going back down, great, I'll buy at the next support level. We dump more, great, I'll buy at the next support level. Because I have some fiat, I'm never buying all in. I'm not a degen. So yeah, that's basically everything that I wanted to talk about. The Moonriver, as you can see, someone is buying in. Look at these candles. Look at this powerful candle here. This is pretty strong. This is pretty strong in my opinion. And we have the bullish cross on the MACD, November 24th, histogram turning bullish. We have the stochastic recovering on the daily chart, so this is good. If we see the stochastic coming back up into the overbought zone, that's going to be a nice swing trade opportunity. But other than that, yeah, this is basically everything we have for Moonriver this week. Thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to check out my Patreon, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good